Hey guys, welcome back to another video, Mac on Sports. So, we're going to talk a little college recruitment. Johnny Juzang, just a couple other things, Jaden McDaniels, RJ Hampton, just really what's going on in the college basketball recruiting world today. And so, as you know, yesterday, if some of you don't know, Johnny Juzang, one of the best players he reclassified from a junior class. He was originally the class of 2020. He actually reclassified to be in the class of 2019. So he goes to Harvard Westlake out in California, and so he reclassified, and he's a top 30 player in the country. Well, for a couple months, it looked like Virginia was really the front runner. They were. Stanford was in the mix, and Kentucky. We lost a couple people, and Calipari gave him a phone call, and Johnny really reconsidered. So he went home, talked it over with his family. The one thing Kentucky looks like this year before the Juzang commitment, because he did commit to Kentucky yesterday, so Johnny Juzang is a Kentucky Wildcat. Without him, they needed a shooter, and that's exactly what Johnny was. Johnny averaged 37% this past year from three-point land, which is very, very good. He shot 85% from the free throw line. He's a good shooter, probably one of the best in the class of 2019. So that was a big get for the Wildcats. He's a good player. Plays on Compton Magic, which is actually probably the best AAU team in the world right now. Last year they won the national championship, so that was pretty huge. But I see him like a Tyler Hero. Both of them can really, really shoot the ball. Tyler's a great shooter. Johnny Juzang's an unbelievable shooter. They're both fantastic. But really, they don't want to be defined by that on their body of work. They just don't want to be known just as a shooter. Both of them, very good at getting to the rim. Johnny can really get to whatever, if he's good off the dribble, he can get to the rim with ease. He's got a good mid-range, but his three-point, he's great, just like Tyler. But they have other parts to their game. Johnny's got good length that can really help on the defensive side of the ball. So it's going to be good to see him in a Kentucky Wildcats uniform. That adds to Kentucky's amazing class. Getting Juzang, that puts Kentucky at the #1 recruiting class in the country now. They jumped Arizona, and Arizona had a really good class. Sean Miller had a little scandalous things going on, paying for recruits and all that. But this was huge that Kentucky could jump Arizona, because Arizona was looking to be a good preseason team next year with Nico Mannion, who's an Arizona legend for high school basketball from Pinnacle High School. He's an Arizona legend. And Josh Green. Josh Green's a unbelievable talent, and he committed to Arizona. Both of them are top 10 in the class, so pretty good. But yeah, they also jumped Duke. Duke's got a decent class. Matthew Hurt, Vernon Carey Jr. They got some star power for sure. But this, with Juzang's commitment to Kentucky, that puts Kentucky's 5 freshmen next year unbelievable. Tyrese Maxey, one of the best point guards. Khalil Whitney, Keon Brooks, Dante Allen, and now Johnny Juzang. All those guys are top 30 players in the country. So that's unreal that Kentucky could pull that off. But you also look at Kentucky with the guys they have returning. Ashton Hagans is returning. Emmanuel Quickly's returning. Nick Richards is returning. Possibly E.J. Montgomery, but E.J. Montgomery's up for the air. Could he transfer? Possibly. And Kentucky also has some options if he does. Looking at Kerry Blackshear. He's trying to go pro, but he didn't get an invite to the Combine. So it's going to be interesting. I see Kentucky getting either EJ or Blackshear. I'd personally rather a Blackshear just because you know what he can do. ACC first team last year. He's unbelievable. But you also look, here's what people don't know. 5-star Jaden McDaniels. Okay, he's the number 6 ESPN ranked player in the country. He goes to Federal Way High School in Washington. Okay. Basically, Kentucky a while ago, we were the real big favorites. Jaden's a really quiet kid, doesn't really show his emotion on his sleeve. He doesn't really like the spotlight. He's just a kid who just wants to live his life. Well, all of a sudden, for a while, Washington looked like, all right, his brother went to San Diego State, and people thought he was going to go there. Well, then that, I don't think, really worked out, and Washington was the big commit. And everyone's like, oh, he's going to go to Washington. That's going to be a big get for Washington. Still could happen. Over the past week, all of a sudden, the buzz around Kentucky and Jaden have really connected again. There's a guy who plays football at USC who's really good friends with Jaden. And on his Twitter, he was basically saying, look, Kentucky got this guy, and if you know who I'm talking about, you know who I'm talking about. So people really looked into it, and it's Jaden McDaniels. And now I would say there's about an 85% shot. But Jaden's still up for grabs. You don't really know. He's still a quiet kid. Not even most recruiting experts know what's going on with Jaden. But I really do like Kentucky's chances all of a sudden. And if Kentucky could pull that off, they would have 6 players out of the top 30 coming in as freshmen. That's unreal. And they have some good returning guys. So they have Nate Sestina. He's a grad transfer for Bucknell. But yeah, so Kentucky's looking really, really, really good next year. 2 weeks ago, we only had like 6 players. Now we're looking to have 12, 13. I mean, we have a walk-on, Brendan Canada, from a small school in Kentucky. So Kentucky's looking good. And in a future video, we'll talk about way too early top 25. I see Kentucky right now. Yesterday, I still have them as the number 2 team in the country next year to start the year. If they can find a way to get Blackshear or McDaniels, that will bump them over Michigan State. Michigan State's unbelievable. They got some good recruiting, but Cassius Winston coming back is huge. He's the heart and soul of their Michigan State program. He's an unbelievable point guard. He was one of the best point guards in college last year. He's just a good floor general, knows how to slow the tempo. He's a good player, and that's huge for Michigan State to get him back. So yeah, really, it's going to be good next year. I miss college basketball, but yeah. So basically, in the future, we're gonna get into some football talk. Very, very soon, because it is football season coming around the corner in August. But yeah, if you like this video, Mac on Sports, make sure you like, subscribe, go Wildcats, and it was good to see you guys always. Peace out.